Germany's Defense Minister Boris Pistorius has said that Germany cannot provide Ukraine with any more Patriot air defense systems beyond the 3 it is already supplying. There is no capacity to provide more than these 3 systems, Pistorius told reporters in Brussels ahead of a meeting of NATO defense ministers. He noted that the 3 systems represent a quarter of Germany's stock, adding that now it's on other partners to provide systems. This statement comes as Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has been requesting more air support from Western allies, particularly since Russian airstrikes on Ukrainian cities have intensified in recent months. On his Germany's trip, Zelensky also visited a military base in Sanitz, northern Germany, where Ukrainian troops were being trained to use Patriot missile systems, giving a symbolic message to how important Patriots are to Ukraine.
We come together at a critical time for Ukraine and our own security. As we have seen in recent months, delays in the provision of military aid to Ukraine have had consequences on the battlefield. But once again, allies are stepping up their support. I welcome the $60 billion package by the United States and significant commitments by other allies. In recent weeks, Sweden, Spain and Belgium have each pledged more than €1 billion in new support, including 30 F-16 jets and early warning airplanes. Following Germany's offer of an additional Patriot battery, Italy has pledged another SAM-T, and I expect more to be announced in the coming days and weeks.
However, the events that followed Pistorius's remarks showed glimpses of hope for Ukraine as other allies in the West and some in the Asia-Pacific pledged to come forward to aid Ukraine. The US made an announcement regarding the Patriots and other air defenses in the NATO defense ministers' meeting. US Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin affirmed that Ukraine's top priority lies in acquiring more air defense capabilities. He added that while there are no new announcements on Patriots from the US side, efforts are ongoing to provide them to Ukraine as soon as possible.
I don't have any announcements on Patriot batteries today, but what I can tell you is that I continue to work this, and I'm in constant contact with my Ukrainian counterpart. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that they have the capability that they need and that we get it there as quickly as we can.
At the G7 summit, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and US President Joe Biden held a meeting on the sidelines in Italy. Moments before their joint press conference, Biden and Zelensky signed a 10-year security agreement, marking a milestone in the relations between their countries.
President Zelensky and I have just now signed that agreement between the United States and Ukraine. Our goal is to strengthen Ukraine's credible defense and deterrence capabilities for the long term. A lasting peace for Ukraine must be underwritten by Ukraine's own ability to defend itself now and to deter future aggression anytime in the future. The United States is going to help ensure that Ukraine can do both, not by sending American troops to fight in Ukraine, but by providing weapons and ammunition, expanding intelligence sharing, continuing to train brave Ukrainian troops at bases in Europe and the United States.
Biden also mentioned that the US has acquired commitments from 5 countries to provide Patriot batteries and other air defense systems.
I'm happy to respond to that. We have acquired commitment from 5 countries so far for Patriot batteries and other air defense systems, as well as we've let it be known to those countries that are expecting from us air defense systems in the future, that they're going to have to wait. Everything we have is going to go to Ukraine until their needs are met, and then we'll make good on the commitments we made to other countries.
Biden also criticized the delay caused by Republicans in passing the $61 billion aid package for Ukraine, reiterating that Ukraine will have what it needs.
By the way, the idea that we had to wait till we passed the legislation overall, even held up by a small majority of our Republican colleagues, was just terrible. And there's a lot more money coming beyond what's already come in the other tranches that are available now that we've passed the legislation. So they'll have what they need and get it there as quickly as we possibly can.
Biden and Zelensky met Thursday for the second time in 2 weeks to discuss the security agreement as the G7 looks for new ways to bolster Ukraine's defenses against Russia. A bilateral security agreement was also signed between Ukraine and Japan at the G7 sidelines, following which Zelensky called Japan the clear leader in Asia in the protection of international law and human life.
Japan is the clear leader in Asia in the protection of international law and human life. From the first days of this criminal Russian invasion, Japan has been with us, and it gives us all strength and power.
The meetings are a sure-shot sign that help is near for Ukraine, and it's not all that negative that was seeming just a few weeks ago.